So, good evening, everyone. My name is Emily. This use she and her pronouns. This is Flow and Restore on Thursday, October 28th. Your props for the evening or for the class are 2 blocks, a blanket, a yoga belt, a bolster or a large cushion, and some wall space. So, please go ahead and get those props ready. And we're going to start our practice laying down in Shavasana. And I invite you to take a blanket for underneath your head if that feels comfy for you. If you like to put something under your knees, especially if you have any discomfort in your back, I absolutely welcome you to do that. You can put some support there, cushions or your blocks. And the heat just came on for the first time, so there's a lot of hissing going on to my side here. So I hope that it's not getting in the way of anyone hearing me. So when you feel ready, you're going to come to lie on your back. Today's topic is bones. We have Halloween coming up this weekend, and of course, the Day of the Dead. And in a yoga practice, I think there's a lot of ways we could kind of pull at the themes that arrive with Halloween and the Day of the Dead. In terms of what we embody and trying on different ways of being, being a tree and being a rabbit and being a camel or a bird or whatever, that's sort of a fun one. But I like to really think about more of what is at our core and how we can reground into the truth of our being, which is both mortal and timeless, right? We have this soul, the spirit that is everlasting, and we have this body that is really time bound. And it's very liquid and mineral and gaseous. And that's what we have to contend with every day alongside this spirit, which sometimes it's easy for us to lose sight of. So we're in this practice to reunite the spirit and the body, using the breath as a tool for this. We hear phrases like bare bones, right? Going to kind of like the most fundamental level. And I also like to think about this as what is non-negotiable for you? What is sort of the most fundamental, basic, foundational, structural support for your own wellness, for the evolution of your spirit? Take a moment to consider for yourself what is a kind of non-negotiable practice. When all else might have to be compromised or adapted, what are the things that perhaps are the bare bones that will keep your structure held? Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and feel the ribs, this protective bone cage around the lungs. Feel the ribs spread. And as you exhale, get a sense that your bones are releasing. You might repeat that really nice deep breath a couple of times at your own pace. Just feeling how the bones shift when the muscles move them, when the nerves tell the muscles to move. We'll take just a couple more cycles, just creating an atmosphere of ease and groundedness for your practice. As you're ready, you're going to start to make movement now. Feeling the bones in your feet move. All 26 bones in each foot. Feel your hands move, all 54 bones in each hand. And feel the bones in your limbs, all 126 of them. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And then feel your spine move, all 80 bones along the axial skeleton, right at your midline. And feel all 206 of your bones meeting with joints move as you writhe a little bit on the ground, stretching and feeling the muscles moving the bones, the nerves telling the muscles to move. On your next exhale, gather all of your limbs to your core and hug your limbs in. You might exhale strongly, drop the navel and raise your forehead towards your knees. And as you next inhale, spread your limbs again along the floor. And then exhale, draw them in. And repeat this motion at your own pace, inhaling as you lengthen, spreading limbs away from the center, and exhale as you draw them in. And you can make this very soft, sliding along the ground and keeping the head rested, or you can make it more active by hovering the limbs and hoisting the head gently towards the knees as you curl in. I'm going to take this 2 more times at your pace. This is called navel radiation. It's a developmental movement that babies make, and babies are born with 300 bones, which ossify and come together as we age. The next time your knees come in towards your chest, keep them there. Relax your head down if it's lifted. Take a rock from side to side and drop your knees over to one side for a soft twist. Spread your arms. Look opposite your knees. Let your head and neck release in that direction. Then pick up your knees. Shift sides. You might move your hips towards the first side just a little bit to let the knees drop, and then let your head again look opposite the knees. Taking a moment to release the neck here. A deep breath in and a complete breath out. And inhale, knees come on back up. Stand your heels underneath your knees and walk your feet so that they're so your shin bones are straight up and down, and bring your arms overhead. Reach your arms. So you're in a bridge pose, but your arms are going to go all the way down to the ground behind you. Yeah. And stretch your arms really actively in the direction away from your shoulders. So really reach. Press your feet down. And then if you haven't already, go ahead and lift your hips up. And as you do this, notice if your feet start to skid away from you. Can you make your legs parallel to one another, your feet parallel to one another, and keep your heels moving towards your shoulders energetically? Good. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let all the breath come out of your body. Feel the ribs hug in. Keep the breath out. Reach your arms further away and slowly lower each vertebra bone down to the mat, landing with the sacrum. When you land, take a deep breath in, relax your arms. You can keep them overhead, just soften shoulders, exhale. We're going to do that twice more. Take a breath in, press your heels down and raise up the pelvis. Breathe easy here, a couple of cycles. Notice if your knees start to widen from each other. Can you keep them parallel? That's it. Now stretch your arms further away from your body, feeling the arm bones reach. At the same time, keep your heels skidding, almost as if they'll drag back towards your hips. Maybe this time you lift your heels up and feel the balls of the feet start to drag gently towards the shoulders. Good. Take a breath in. Exhale, completely empty. Once you're empty, slowly scroll down the spine. landing on empty. Relax the shoulders, drop the heels, then inhale. Exhale, easy for a couple of breaths. We're going to go through that one more time. You might feel a kind of vacuuming sensation in your abdomen as you lower on empty. That's what we're looking for. It's a kind of shifting of the contents of the abdomen, really good for our digestion. So let's take that one more time when you're ready. Inhale, rise your hips up. Good. Stay here for exhale and then parallel your thighs again, parallel your feet again so that your inner thighs are working. This is great for pelvic floor health as well. Really working on the inner thigh muscles all the way up deep into the groins. Reach your arms really actively up overhead. Lift up your heels. Feel the hamstrings fire up. That's it. Deep breath in. Stay up and exhale completely. As you reach your arms further overhead, then feel the spine bones slowly, one by one, starting to drop down, down, down on empty without breathing. And if you can, lower your sacrum, lower your heels, relax the arms, breathe in, relax everything, breathe out. Let's pause for a moment. And separate your feet as wide apart as your mat. And let your knees windshield wipe from side to side. You can let them drop all the way to the floor or just hovered above. Really nice, everybody. Then you'll bring your knees back in towards your belly. And we're going to do a little bit of rocking on the spine. If this is not appropriate for you, instead you'll roll to your side and bring yourself up to standing at the front of your mat. Otherwise, you're going to hug in and try to keep your chin in towards your throat, strong in your belly, and start to build some momentum by rocking up and down your spine. And see if you can feel the bone structure under you as it moves into the floor. As you rise, see if you can catch a little air time up on your sitting bones. As you roll back, feel more momentum. Keep the head tucked in to support you. And then see if you can rock all the way up to standing at the top of your mat. Slowly does it come all the way up if you can. Nice, everybody. Now from the top, find mountain pose. Feel your skeleton stacked. Heel bones under you. Arm bones hanging. Skull shining towards the sky. Step your feet as close together as is easeful for you. Bring your hands onto your hips, take a breath in, and then sit back into chair pose. It's going to be a soft chair to begin with. Lean back and feel the weight of your body dropping into your heel bones. Feel a kind of groundedness there. And consider for yourself again what your non-negotiables are. Can you bring them into this practice and work them in? Maybe one of them is to listen to your body first, always. Please do so. Take one hand across your body, leave the other hand on your hip. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, revolve. We're twisting the spine. Use your hand to press against the thighs, but not to move the thighs out of the midline. Keep them right along center. Breathe in. Exhale. Come back to center. Replace your hand onto your thigh and switch sides. Other hand across onto the other thigh. Sit low and then start to revolve. Keep moving your sitting bones back so you're not rounding your spine. Really work with length in the spine. Keep your thighs at the midline, breathing in. Roll your shoulder back, breathing out, building heat in your legs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, straighten your legs, come up to stand, and take just a moment to feel the heart rate shift, to feel the breath shift, to feel how alive you are in this moment. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. Go ahead and gaze up to the hands. Then exhale, hinge over your thighs, hands down towards the floor. Let's step back into downward facing dog. Maybe you're moving on to hands and knees. That's totally fine. And take a moment to stretch your muscles. They do a lot of work to move the bones, which hold us up, which protect us. The bones that store minerals and create blood cells. So good to do yoga because it helps strengthen the bones. So quiet the legs. We're going to spend about a minute in downward facing dog. Of course, you can be on hands and knees. That's also weight bearing. What we're doing is letting the muscles hold in a stationary position. And as we do this, it helps the bones to get stronger at the site of the muscle attachment. So take a few cycles of breath here, feeling strength in your bones, feeling strength in your own non-negotiables, in the bare bones that help structure your spirit and your time on this earth. Long spine as your hips rise. Don't feel like you have to straighten your legs, especially if the muscles are very tight. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Open the mouth. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And breathe out, everybody. Rest your bones. Set your knees down. Widen the thighs. Take your arms by your sides. Come into child's pose. If there's another place to be for your body that's more easeful than child's pose, you can take that too. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Bring yourself up. Find your blocks. Bring them towards the front end of your mat. We're going to do a little bit of flow. In your own way, come back towards the front end. You might come through downward dog or simply step yourself there, hang over your legs for a moment. And let's do a curl up the spine, bend your knees, drop your tail, and slowly start to roll up your spine, coming back to stand. Steady the eyes at the top. Step your feet back towards one another. Inhale, arms raise. Take chair pose as you exhale, drop your seat and bring your hands toward your heart. Let's take a twist towards the right. Same way as before, hand to hip, thigh across, or maybe you hook the elbow, depending what works best for your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Back through center, raise your arms. Inhale, stay in your chair. Second side, exhale, hands to your heart. Take the other side, either hooking elbow or hand to hip, thigh across. Either way, hand to thigh across, that works too. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, arms raise. Stay low in your chair. Exhale, fold over, straighten your legs. Step your right leg back. Find a wide stance, then come up into high lunge. See if you can bend your back knee a little bit. Let the thigh bone, the biggest bone in your body, start to drop. Hold on to your right wrist and then take a side bend, lift up and over. This is such a nice release for the psoas muscle, that deep hip flexor. Breathe in. Nice, everybody, breathe out. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, hands to the floor, your front foot, the left foot. Pick it up, lift it up into the air, 3-legged dog. Now go ahead and bend your knee and start to circle your hips. The hips are the most dense part of the body, the thickest bones. The sacrum is one of the most, roll the other way. The sacrum is one of the widest and densest bones in the body. Straighten your leg all the way, breathe in. Close your hips, exhale, both feet down, come forwards to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Reach your arms back. Face your palms up towards the sky. Inhale, rise everything up. Legs, arms, spine, gaze. Breathe in. Back to the ground, breathe out. Feel your bones rest for a moment. Then place hands under your shoulders. Press back, either child's pose at first or right into downward facing dog. Look forwards. Step forwards with your right foot. Come up to high lunge on this side. We'll just be here for a breath. Deep breath in. As you exhale, swing your arms back by your sides. Let's take a baby warrior 3. Lean forwards. Let your toes hover from the ground. That's it. So it's a baby warrior 3. We're building strength in the bones. And both feet together, mountain pose. Pause, relax everything you can. Exhale, second side. Step your feet comfortably together. Inhale, arms raise. Sink your hips low, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's take a twist to the left. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, coming through center. We're using all of our joints. Exhale, second side. Sit nice and low. Revolve the spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice, everybody. Inhale again. Come through center. Fold over your legs. Breathe out. Step your left leg back. Arms raise up. Deep breath in. Stay steady as you exhale. Bend your back knee. That's it, everyone. Hold on to your left wrist. Lift up tall and then side bend up and over. Release your hip flexor. This is the muscle that connects the bone of your thigh to the spine through the pelvis. Inhale up. Exhale. Hands touch down to the floor. Your front right foot. Pick it up and lift it high, three-legged dog. Remember, you can be on hands and knees if this is better. Open your hip, bend your knee, and start to circle your hip. So this joint, the hip joint, is massive. Circle the other way. So many muscular attachments. So let's see if we can free some of that up. Relax the neck here. Then straighten your leg, close the hips, both feet down. Inhale forwards to plank pose. Exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Lift your hands, move them back, untuck your toes. Inhale, Shalabhasana, rise up. Spread the toes, lengthen the spine. Then exhale back to the floor. Take a moment to release all of your bones here. And bring your hands under your shoulders, press back through child's pose. And then towards downward facing dog. Next, you'll step your left foot forwards between your hands. You can use your blocks to support you on the way. Arms raise up, deep breath in. Exhale, baby warrior three, arms back by your sides. Pitch off the back foot, small lift. Let it be a strong lift. Your standing leg, the bones getting so supported with all the little micro movements of the muscles at the joints. Breathe in. Exhale, both feet down to the ground. Pause. Again, feel your heart beating. Feel the breath quicken. And come back to your bare bones. Your own non-negotiables. We're going to do another little sequence that takes us front to back. You can take one of your blocks to one end of the mat, other block to the other. You may use it, you may not, up to you. Arms raised, take a deep breath in. Chair pose, exhale, hands to your heart. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, take a twist to your left. You can hook the elbow or again, hand across. We're going to stay in this twist for the transition. Press your left foot down, pick up your right heel, come onto your toes, and then slowly see if you can step your right foot back. Stay in your twisted lunge if you can, lifting the hips gently, spreading your toes for balance, revolve the spine. Now we're going to take a big transition to the second side, warrior two. Turn your spine, look up, then switch legs. Warrior two. Yes. Nice, you got it. Breathe in. Open your mouth, exhale. Let's take this time again to let the bones strengthen. Can you feel the muscles hug into the bones? Relax the shoulders and jaw so that the muscles aren't clenching, but they're engaged. Flip your front palm, reverse. If you'd like, straighten your front leg and tip back, arc the spine. Breathe in. Exhale. Nice, everybody. Inhale, come on back up. Find your warrior two. Then we're going to turn this into a side plank. So circle your back arm forwards, lift your back heel. Take your right hand to your hip, flip onto your left toes, step your front foot halfway back to find your kickstand, or join both feet together. Maybe your arm raises. Again, feeling your bones hold you up. Breathe in. Exhale, both hands down, find plank, and lower all the way down to the mat. Arms back by your sides, untuck your toes, Rise up, Shalabhasana, breathe in. Stay up this time, exhale and bend your knees, heels up to the sky. Reach back as if you're gonna touch, but don't. And then let everything rest. Turn your cheek to the side and breathe. Moment to rest your bones. Bring your hands under your shoulders, press back through child's pose. And find downward facing dog. Raise your right leg high, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forwards. Inhale, high lunge. Let's take that baby warrior 3 again. Swing your arms back. Pitch off the back leg. Find your balance here. And 2 feet rest. Mountain pose. Thanks, everybody. Second side. Inhale, arms raised. Exhale, chair pose, hands come to your heart, sink low. Now take a twist over to your right side. Hook the elbow or the hand across. Breathe in. Exhale, let's prepare for this transition. Plant your right foot. Lift your left heel. Come onto the ball of the foot. Use that to start. Now strengthen your core. See if you can step the left foot back into a twisted lunge. You might need to replace your hands. You have a block there, no problem. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's take 2 more breaths. The hips stay strong and lifted. Exhale. Last breath. Big transition to warrior 2. Look forwards, raise your arms, then switch directions. Arrive. Yes. Feels so nice to come out of that little twisted bone position to one that's a widespread position. Hug the muscles again towards these incredible, porous, yet very strong, elastic, and also rigid structures that are inside of us all the time. We're skeletons. Well, we're always already these bone structures. But can we get in touch with that deep core of our physical being? Flip your palm, lift up, reverse. Maybe your front leg straightens as you tip back. Breathe across the side of the body. And inhale, come on back up. Rebend your knee towards warrior 2. Then we're coming to side plank. Back hand comes forwards and down to the mat, right hand. And you'll flip onto the outer pinky edge of the right foot. Step your left foot halfway back, hand to hip. Maybe both feet back. Maybe your arm lifts. Take a couple of breaths here to feel your bones stack and strengthen. Breathe in easy. Exhale, both hands to the mat, find plank, and lower all the way down. Bend the elbows, meet the floor, arms move back, palms up. Use your breath in to hover the limbs. Bend your knees and lift your heels. Try to keep your thighs parallel to one another. Open your heart, looking forwards, breathing in. Then exhale, everything comes down. Turn your cheek. A moment to rest your bones. Hands under shoulders. Press to hands and knees. Back to child's pose. Then lift downward facing dog. Raise your left leg high, breathe in. Exhale, step forwards. High lunge, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hinge forward, lift your back toes, and find your baby warrior 3. Feeling your bones getting stronger all the time. Step your feet together, mountain pose. Again, be still. Heartbeats. Really nice, everybody. I'm going to go through that sequence one more time to each side. So we have the opportunity to flow just a little bit more. If you want to do something else with your flow, that's totally fine. You might decide that you want to take some poses we haven't done or slow it down. That's just fine. And then we're going to transition to something a little bit softer, quieter. Okay. So one more time now that we have it in our bones. Exhale, prepare. Inhale, arms raised. Sit low, chair pose. Hands to your heart. Take a twist to your left. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift your right heel. Transfer your weight onto the left foot. Step back. Twisted lunge. Breathe in. Exhale. Moving right into warrior two. Switch directions. Inhale. That's it. Exhale. One more breath here, everyone. Flip your palm, reverse your warrior, deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale to circle your hands down. Land with the left hand for side plank. Flip to the left pinky edge. Find your variation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Both hands down, plank pose in. Lower all the way down, exhale. Arms back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend your knees, flex your feet. Maybe you catch both heels. Maybe you catch just one. Find your wheel or your bow pose rather. Keep your thighs parallel. Then exhale, lower all the way down. Take a moment to be still, to breathe. Hands under shoulders, press to hands and knees, and back into downward dog, maybe through child's pose first. Raise your right leg, inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. Breathe in to come up, high lunge. Swing the arms back. Prepare for your baby warrior three. We're going to keep it small today. Then both feet land. Pause. Second side. Breathe in. Exhale, let something go. Inhale, arms raised. Exhale. Bend your knees towards chair, hands to your heart, twist towards your right. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your left heel. Find your core. Step your left foot back into twisted lunge. Breathe in. And breathe out. Coming to warrior two, other direction. Open up, spin and land. That's it. Yes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Steady your eyes. One more breath in. And out. Reverse. Flip your palm. Tip back. And then all the way into plank. Circle down. Right side plank. Flip to the right pinky edge. Give yourself the kickstand or stack your legs together. Lift your arm up. Breathe in. Exhale, find plank and lower all the way down to your belly. Shalabhasana into bow, arms by your sides. Lift your limbs. Feel all 206 bones and all of the associated joints working. Bend your knees. Maybe you catch hold of the feet. Maybe you take the other leg. Breathe in. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, open the throat, kick the heels high, last breath. And release everything down. Turn your cheek. Let your weight fall to the mat. Hands under your shoulders. Press to hands and knees and back to child's pose, up into downward facing dog. Left leg raises, breathe in. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Pick it up and move it as needed. Raise your arms high, breathe in. Baby warrior three, arms by your side, launch off. Feel the bones support you. And then both feet together, mountain pose. Big breath in. Full breath out. Really nice, everybody. So we're going to transition and switch gears. So if for you that means making some changes in the atmosphere around you, that's fine. If that means doing another little flow because you need to get something out of your system further, that's great. This might be a time to change the lighting, light a candle. Maybe you have some more clothing nearby. If you got warm, we're going to cool down. and we're going to shift to our wall space. So go ahead and you'll bring with you, think to the wall. We just need our yoga mat with the short end to the wall. And you might choose to not even use your mat at the wall, that's fine. You just don't want to slip all over the place. We're going to come into legs up the wall together. And to do so, you'll sit with your shoulder at the wall, hips very close on the edge of your mat, and then slide down. Scoot your hips all the way in and roll your legs up. So we're going to practice a little shoulder stand here at the wall. The key about shoulder stand is that you're not putting weight on your neck. It's not a neck stand. The cervical spine is very delicate, those bones, but your shoulders are quite stable. So bring your elbows by your rib cage, press them down so that your upper arms meet the floor, and then walk your shoulder blades a little closer together. Bend your knees till your feet meet the wall. Take a breath in. As you exhale, slowly roll up each of your spine bones and place your hands to your lower back. If this is not a comfortable place for you to stay, I invite you to roll up and down. And you might try that anyway. It's a nice massage for the spinal muscles. Keeping control of the legs so they stay parallel. Slowly does it. So choice to roll up and down or to stay upright. If you're upright, remember the shoulders are supporting you, not the neck. Breathe easy. Exhale. If you're rolling, we're going to take a couple more rolls up and down. If you're staying upright, take a couple more breaths here. And then I invite everybody to lower your hips all the way back down to the mat. Untuck your shoulders if they're right underneath you. And then please lengthen your legs up the wall. You might bring your arms into a cactus orientation so that your chest is wide, elbows bent, jaw unhinged. See that your legs can be comfortably lifted and there's no strain. So if you're too close to the wall and your hamstrings are talking to you, then you can always scooch away from the wall to create a little bit of an angle and release the hamstrings. We'll be here for about 2 more minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So in this very simple inverted shape. Feel the thigh bones, the biggest bone, the femur in the body, longest, heaviest bone. Feel that dropping into your sacrum, dropping into your hips. Feel gravity supporting you in this grounding. Let the breath be very free and unrestricted. Tune into the fine sensations that might be present around the ankles, the feet. Tingling or pulsation. See if there's something else in your physical body that can let go. Nerve to tell the muscles to release around the bone. The bones then just rest. hands. All 54 bones in each hand. Move your feet, 26 bones in each foot. Just feeling the incredible intricacy of that. And we're going to stay with legs up the wall, but move into figure 4. So take one ankle over the opposite thigh, bending at the knee. If you need to make more space between you and the wall for this to be easeful, please scoot yourself back a little bit. And as you'd like, you can bend the leg that's closest to the wall to increase the sensation in the outer hip of the top leg. You can use your wide hand on your bent leg thigh to press that thigh out to its own side a little bit, just coaxing some space into your outer hip. Flexing the feet might help protect the knees if there's any instability there. Nice full breath in and out. You can stay just like this, or if you'd like, you can thread your hands through to hold on to the leg that's closest to the wall and take it from the wall and bring it closer to you. So just choosing the level of depth that's interesting, that feels right for your body. And we're going to switch sides. So you let go of the leg and slide the bent leg up to the wall. And take your other side, bend at the knee, ankle over the opposite thigh. And then the leg that's closest to the wall, you can bend at the knee and set the foot towards the wall. And slowly but surely you'll make your way into this with a little self-adjustments. Hand on thigh. You can use the wall. Reconnect with your breath. Maybe you're bringing your thigh all the way in, threading your hand behind if you haven't already done so. Maybe you're keeping it a more mild stretch. And then slowly you'll slide both legs back up the wall. You'll bring the soles of your feet together. Part your knees and glide your heels down towards your hips. You can hold on to the outer ankles. Widen the knees toward their own side. So Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees wide on the wall. Bring your knees back together. Walk your feet a little higher up the wall. And we're going to do a little twist here at the wall. So you're going to take your feet, spread your arms like a T, and you'll take your feet and you'll start to walk your feet towards one side, all the way down towards where the wall and the floor meet each other. Your knees are going to be bent. Walk your feet all the way over to one side and press your feet into the wall to let that help turn your chest away from where your thighs are. You might need to take the shoulder that's closest to your feet and move it towards the direction of your feet a little bit, just to lay your upper body flat. If it's too scrunchy and you're finding that it's just not feeling good for your body, then you can always back away from the wall a little bit to give yourself a less obstructed twist. Deep breath in and complete breath out. And you'll walk your feet back up the wall. Then you'll take this to the second side. Just walk, walk, walk. You might need to shift depending on the space that you're in. You need to move your hips more towards the first side just to give yourself enough room to get the feet on the wall. Go ahead and do so. And then once you've landed your feet where the wall and the floor meet, then readjust your upper body. You might slide your shoulder blade on the side that's closest to your feet more towards your feet, as the opposite side moves more away from that side of your body, if that makes sense. So that you're flattening your shoulder blades, these beautiful scapula bones, which glide and slide. See if you can glide and slide them wide apart and even along the floor. Feel the ribs, they hover and shift as the lungs move within them. And everybody, you're going to walk yourself up out of this position, bringing your feet back where you started. Great. And bring your knees towards your belly, and you'll roll all the way to one side. And pause there. I'm just coming into a fetal position. And slowly, you'll begin to sit yourself upright. And as you come upright, you'll locate your bolster and your blocks and your blanket. And we're going to create an incline. So you'll take one block on its highest height, and you can move your mat away from the wall. You can keep it at the wall if you'd like, but up to you. A little L-shaped block situation. If you don't have blocks, then you can use additional cushions. And then you'll take your cushion right up on your blocks. Try to make it even. Mine's going to flop over, I think. And then your blanket is going to go underneath your knees and thighs. You might want an additional blanket to cover over yourself. You can roll this up or fold it. If you'd like additional blankets, you can put another one under your head right here on the top of the cushion, just to give you an additional contoured support. So try this out. Oftentimes when we do this, I find that people's lower back is sort of slouched into the ground. So what you want to do is see if you can get the base of your cushion and the base of your blocks as close to your sacrum as you can, so that you're really finding length here and you're not rounding. So take a moment to secure your seat way up close, and then lie back so that you feel like your back is creating that sort of spinal extension. So you're almost arcing rather than rounding. So see if you can find that. Settle your blanket under your knees. And then as you're here, see if you can find some symmetry under you. So you might need to take a moment to adjust the props and really feel that you are as easeful as you can be. We're preparing to rest the bones. And this, for some of you, this might be your final shape. For some of you, you'll be here for a little while, and then you might choose to shift to more traditional Shavasana, depending how this feels. If it feels great and you really are like, I nailed it, I feel like I can really settle in, then this is where you'll stay. So take the time you need to get as well supported as you can be. Show the setup again. If you have something to cover over your eyes, you're welcome to do that. And if you need to kind of get up and make a shift, please do that. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work and effort to be able to actually let go. So give yourself that gift. And if you're finding that the particular combination of props, for whatever reason, just isn't feeling comfortable, then please do something that does feel comfortable. And that might mean losing the props and simply laying down. Now see if you can rest all of the bones in your hands, all 54 on each side. Rest the bones in your feet, all 26 in each foot. Can you rest your limbs, the appendicular bones, all 126 of them? Can you rest the axial skeleton, all 80 bones here? All 206 bones in the body that hold us up, protect us, store minerals, build blood, respond to the muscles. Can all of your bones rest? Can you sense if there's anything that can let go a little bit more clearly? For this brief time, there's nothing you need to do. And some of you are going to stay just like this. And some of you might choose to shift into a more traditional Shavasana by moving the cushions out of the way and coming to lay on your back. And this may extend a little longer beyond the formal frame of the practice. Some of you will continue to rest a little longer. I really encourage that, especially if you have found a place of deep rest in this moment, stay. Otherwise, we're going to begin to transition. So you'll find that sweet movement from nerves to muscles, muscles to bones, through the feet, the hands, the arms, the legs, the neck, the spine. You'll gently bend the knees, move towards your side, and come to seated if you are transitioning at this time. If you'd like, bring your hands to your heart. And settle the eyes. Come back to what for you is a kind of bare bones commitment, the non-negotiable practices, states of mind, choices that you make to evolve your spirit, to protect your heart. Moments gratitude for all of our many, many teachers that come through in ways we don't even realize. All of the incredible influences on our own evolution. And gratitude for the yogic tradition and the many, many teachers that have enabled this practice to continue to thrive. And gratitude for the original stewards of the land on which you practice. For me here in Brooklyn, the Lenape, Hoking, and Canarsie. And if you'd like, bow your chin, sealing this practice, loving your own bones. Thank you so much, everyone. I so appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. If you are here in Brooklyn, I will be in the park on Sunday, on Halloween, Prospect Park, 9:30. Similar practice, but without all the kind of deep, long restore, a little bit more pep. So I look forward to that. I hope you have a wonderful celebration and much solidarity to you parents out there. I so appreciate and honor you and all the costume making and candy negotiating and whatever else is true. Wow. And I hope you have a wonderful night.